you've probably seen her in the movies. A terrifying porcelain doll with a sinister grin. But the real story of Annabelle is even more unsettling, and it starts not with porcelain, but with cloth. This isn't a Hollywood script. This is the documented account of what many believe to be one of the most haunted objects in the world. Our story begins in 1970. A nursing student named Donna received a seemingly innocent gift from her mother for her birthday, a large Raggedy Ann doll. Donna and her roommate, Angie, placed the doll on a bed in their small apartment. At first, everything seemed normal, but then, strange things started to happen. They would come home to find the doll in a different position than they had left it. Initially, they brushed it off as a simple mistake. Perhaps they'd bumped it without realizing. But the movements became more dramatic. They'd leave the doll on the couch and find it in Donna's room with the door shut. Sometimes it would be sitting cross-legged, other times standing on its two cloth feet, leaning against a chair, something it couldn't possibly do on its own. The activity escalated. The young women began finding cryptic messages scrawled on parchment paper, something they didn't even own. The notes said things like, "Help us" and "Help Lou." Lou was a friend of theirs, and he had a strong, unsettling feeling about the doll from the very beginning. He warned Donna and Angie that the doll was evil and they should get rid of it. They didn't listen. Disturbed and confused, Donna and Angie decided they needed help understanding what was happening. They contacted a medium. During a seance, the medium told them a tragic story. She claimed the spirit of a 7-year-old girl named Annabelle Higgins was attached to the doll. Annabelle had supposedly passed away on the property where their apartment building now stood. The spirit told the medium that she felt safe and loved with Donna and Angie and simply wanted to stay with them. Feeling compassion for the lonely child's spirit, Donna and Angie gave it permission to inhabit the doll. And that's when things took a much darker turn. This, they would later learn, was their biggest mistake. Lou, their friend, continued to have nightmares about the doll. In one terrifying dream, he was paralyzed in his bed while the doll climbed up his leg, onto his chest, and began to strangle him. He woke up terrified, convinced it wasn't just a dream. A few days later, his fears were seemingly confirmed. While he and Angie were planning a road trip, they heard a rustling sound from Donna's room. Lou went to investigate, fearing a break-in. He entered the room and saw the doll, tossed in a corner as if someone had thrown it. As he approached it, he felt a sudden, searing pain on his chest, as if he'd been clawed. He looked down at his shirt and saw it was torn. Underneath, there were 7 distinct claw marks, 3 vertical and 4 horizontal, bleeding and raw. Terrifyingly, the wounds healed almost completely within 2 days, leaving no trace. This was no child's spirit. This was the final straw. Donna finally accepted that what they were dealing with was not a benevolent ghost, but something malevolent and inhuman. They decided to contact the leading experts in the paranormal at the time, Ed and Lorraine Warren. Ed, a demonologist, and Lorraine, a clairvoyant, arrived at the apartment and immediately sensed the dark energy. After interviewing Donna, Angie, and Lou, they came to a stark conclusion. There was no ghost of a little girl named Annabelle Higgins. Instead, a demonic entity had attached itself to the doll. It had never possessed the doll itself. Demons don't possess things, they possess people. The doll was merely a conduit, a tool. The entity was manipulating it, moving it, and creating the illusion of a haunting to gain their sympathy and trust. The Warrens explained that the entity's ultimate goal was not to stay with the doll, but to possess a human host. The strange movements, the notes, the story of Annabelle. It was all a deceptive game. By inviting the spirit to stay, Donna and Angie had unknowingly given this demonic entity permission to further interact with their lives. The scratches on Lou's chest were a clear sign of its violent, inhuman nature, a display of power meant to instill fear. Ed Warren performed an exorcism blessing on the apartment to cleanse it. Knowing the doll was a hotbed of negative energy and a beacon for the entity, The Warrens decided the only safe option was to remove it from the home entirely. Ed placed the doll in the back seat of their car for the drive home. The journey was anything but smooth. Ed reported that they were plagued by car trouble. The power steering and brakes failed repeatedly on winding back roads, placing them in mortal danger. Ed had to pull over and sprinkle the doll with holy water to stop the interference. He believed the entity was trying to cause a fatal crash. When they finally arrived home, the trouble didn't stop. Ed placed the doll in a chair in his office. It began to levitate. Later, it started appearing in different rooms of their house. The Warrens realized this was an object of extreme malice that needed to be permanently contained. So, Ed Warren built a specially consecrated glass case for Annabelle. Inside this case, she has remained ever since, housed in the Warren Occult Museum in Monroe, Connecticut. The case is inscribed with the Lord's Prayer and a warning: positively do not open. Even locked away, the doll's alleged influence didn't completely cease. The Warrens reported that the entity would still challenge them, sometimes shaking the case or making the doll appear to change position. It is said that a priest who visited the museum, skeptical of the story, taunted the doll, saying, "You're just a doll, Annabelle. You can't hurt anyone." On his way home, he was involved in a near-fatal car accident, which he claimed was caused by his brakes mysteriously failing. Another visitor, a young man who tapped on the glass case, was reportedly killed in a motorcycle accident just hours after leaving the museum. Today, with Lorraine Warren's passing and the museum's closure to the public, Annabelle's location is a source of much speculation, but she remains under the care of the Warren family. She sits silently in her glass box, a Raggedy Ann doll that looks nothing like her movie counterpart, but holds a history far more terrifying than any film could ever capture. The story of Annabelle serves as a chilling reminder from paranormal investigators like the Warrens. It's not the object itself that is evil, but the spirits that can attach to them. And giving permission, even out of compassion, can open a door that is very, very difficult to close. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the real story of the Annabelle doll. If you found this as fascinating and chilling as I did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations into the world's greatest mysteries. Stay safe and see you next time.